it's me, Hans Gutenberg. It's a bad, sad day for people in Ohio. It's been almost 2 weeks since the accident with the train derailment, leaking chemicals and burning down things. Pete Buttigieg, he has done nothing but complain about there'll be too many white workers there. And also the fact that he said there's 1,000 accidents every year. If there's around 1,000 accidents once every year, and if there's around 365 days in a year, that really tells you of how many accidents aren't being reported. That means that, for all we know, that's the reason why your Amazon package didn't arrive on time. All these derailments that apparently no one has ever reported. Next up, there was a truck in Arizona that tipped over, releasing acid everywhere. And no one is reporting about that. Helicopters are falling out of the sky, exploding. No one cares about that apparently. And of course, there's a thing going on in Florida where a plant nursery just burst into flames. It's all on Parler. You can check it for yourself. I echo all of it. And of course, in Detroit, there's another one of those train derailments that, for some reason, is always in these Republican areas. The area where that train exploded, leaking chemicals into the water, making people have raspy eyes and swelled up ears. Most of the people there, the statistics show that 70% of the people in that area voted for Trump, while only 30% voted Democrat for Joe Biden. That says a lot. And where is Greta Thunberg? Where is Biden's economic czar, And then where's Al Gore? They would gladly send billions of dollars to help Ukraine, but they can't even send a few 100,000 to help the people of Ohio. Now imagine the fact that this is a Chernobyl-sized devastation. Okay, when Chernobyl happened, the USSR government, like the Soviets, actually got all the people out, gave them a place to stay, and actually took precautions in making sure that radiation poisoning was to a minimum. But for here, I don't see anyone helping. FIFA, or whatever it's called, FEMA, they actually denied the people of Ohio support. So they rather send them to Turkey and other places to help with catastrophes there, but not to their own backyard helping fellow Americans. That says a lot about our administration. They rather help other nations with their catastrophes, but they won't even spend a few people to help us here. First in Ohio, now in Arizona, and now Detroit, and in Florida. All these places are being burnt and being destroyed, and no one is actually taking any precaution. I've seen videos about the railroads, because this is the American term for all of you British people. We call them railroads, but to the point is that I seen videos about the infrastructure in Ohio. The railroads would make Thomas the Tank Engine vomit. The bumpy, the clumpy. It's like the bloody Mad Hatter made it. It's despicable. It's unsafe. It's dangerous. And no wonder why there's apparently 1,000 derailments every year. The infrastructure for the railroad systems are completely shit. There's barely any ties in them, but I don't mean these ties. I mean the actual railway ties. The sleepers are all bent. The rails are all bent and crooked. Everything's just shit. It'd be like if you were to drive on a bumpy road. It's kind of like that, but way more dangerous because instead of a simple car, you have miles and miles of cargo behind you that could explode and burst into a little wall of flames. Do you know how much this is going to damage the ecosystem of Ohio? Hell, what if that happened in someplace else? Huh? That could have happened in any other state, and the same effect would happen. It could happen in Mississippi, it could have happened in North Dakota, South Dakota, it could have happened in Utah, in Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Texas, and the same effect would happen. And the people, they don't care. They rather just let it burn and just be destroyed, ruining lives. They actually, one of the people in the Biden administration even said it's safe for people to go back there, and that if he was there, he would gladly drink the water himself. I saw the video of a woman throwing a rock or something into a little lake, and and it's revealing on the lake bed all these chemicals. It was rainbow color, like you know that weird color you see. It's kind of hard. It's in water. It's like that rainbowy metallic. It's kind of like if it like you know bismuth, right? That colorful piece, that colorful rock that we acidized in. It had the same color, and it was completely toxic. All these wildlife are dying. Everything in Ohio is turning to shit, and so far I know, there's no evacuations, there's no FEMA, not even the military would get involved. This is the same effect as like a mini nuke in some places, because obviously it's not saying to same, because if it was a mini nuke, everything would be destroyed. But it has the same effect. A giant bloody mushroom cloud is in our own backyard, killing God knows how many pieces of wildlife. And the Greenpeace idiots like AOC, Greta Thunberg, and what's his name, Al Gore, and all the other people who are like, get rid of oil. It's bad for the environment. Meanwhile, they are allowing how much acid and toxins to go into the soil of all these places in Ohio, letting it all that shit. Despicable. And Pete Buttigieg, he didn't even show up for the meeting. There was a town meeting in Ohio to try to discuss this, and the Commodore Saw of transportation, he didn't even show up. He rather did the interview saying, well, there's about 1,000 of these things a year, and dabbly dude. And that's his excuse. Oh, it doesn't matter. Have another time. Yeah, but you're supposed to fix things. It's on your watch. Why does he get a paycheck? If there's anything going on, he goes on maternity leave. Which, by the way, he's gay, so that doesn't make any sense. He backs out of it and does it off a screen, and no one is taking responsibility for this. The ads were North Pacific. They're not doing anything for it. They're not taking responsibility for things. In fact, it was all their fault in a sense, because from security cameras show that the train's wheels were sparked in 20 minutes before it derailed. That was a clear sign that something was wrong, but they kept going. So in the end, it was a fault of many people. Pete Buttigieg should have done better because he is in charge of, everything that runs our economy. I mean, he was responsible for the shipping containers on our west coast, for all the ports. He fucked that up. He was in charge of all the railroads around here. He fucked that up too. He's not doing his job. All he's doing is making the issues where I'm gay, so I don't have to answer questions. For God's sake, you could put literally any other man or woman in his place and they would still do better than this piece of shit. He is allowing hundreds of people to probably end up as mutants. You know what happened with the Joker when he was exposed to chemicals? Yeah, he became batshit crazy and started killing people. But for this is worse. It's like, in that game Fallout, there's people in the radiation zone that have like green tumors or something like that, become like alligator man. It's gotta be worse for these poor people. It's just sickening to see that our administration, their administration really, is doing nothing to help these people. And Biden has said nothing on this. Because, the state of the union is strong, man. Listen, Jack, the state of the union is good, man. Listen, folks, it's a team, man. I'm gonna be president soon. I think it'll be better. I gotta beat Trump, man. It's 2020, man. I gotta shut down the virus, and I gotta. Why am I here, man? Why am I? Where's Kamala? Where's Jill, man? Is Bo still here, man? Like, seriously, our commander-in-chief is doing nothing to help his own citizens. He rather send, I don't know, God knows how much of our money to help a little war in Ukraine, but not even send anyone to help his own people. And that says a lot about him, too. He would rather put the blame on someone else. They even say it was Trump's fault. Even though the regulation decline happened in 2015 under Obama and Biden. It was their fault because Trump didn't actually become president until around 2017, when he was inaugurated on January 6th, because that's how shit goes. You run for in 2016, and then he became president in 2017 officially. That's how shit works. So all the people are saying people are still blaming Trump, for God's sake, for something that he had no involvement in. He wasn't even the president then. So if he wasn't president then, it was his fault. When he was president, it's his fault. When he's no longer president, it's still his fault. Someone has to take fucking responsibility and own up, but they won't. Why? Because they took the easy way out. They took the easy way. They took too many shortcuts. They never actually had a hard day's work in their life. Do you believe Pete Buttigieg became, the Tsar or whatever of transportation just because he was a good man? No. All he did was say, I'm gay and I gotta be with my kids and husband. For everything that has happened, that has involved his responsibility to be the leader of, I don't know, what's his industry again? For all I know, he could literally be any other person and I still wouldn't care. His job is to try to keep things up to date with the transportation. But because of his insolence and because of his stupidity, he has allowed so much destruction that has cost us more money. Do you know how much money this is going to cost us even more? The entire state of Ohio could literally, go up in flames if they don't actually fix this problem. For all we know, this could happen next week. It could happen the week after that. We could have a train derailment literally every single day, like they try to propose, or maybe even 5 times a day, and they wouldn't do anything about it. So I asked for Pete Buttigieg to resign. If I had his fucking job, I would do better. I would personally check each and every railroad, my fucking self, with a trained team behind me to make sure that every single sleeper, every single, buffer, every single rail car is up to date and is fully operational. And I will not boast about my sexuality. Why? That is none of anyone's business. My job was to help the American people. So in 4 years, when you are casting your vote for someone in the House of Representatives, vote me. For I will not fail you. I will never fail you on purpose. I will try my best. I will try my very best to keep our state red, to make sure that what happens in Ohio, San Francisco, or Seattle, or any other tyrannical place like Portland or Chicago will never happen here. I will make our state great again.